Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my labor and delivery story. Miss Milena is right beside me, so if you hear gooing and she may cry soon, so hopefully not. Hopefully I can get through this video without her crying. Okay, just to start off by saying I had a hunch from the beginning of my pregnancy. I kind of knew that I was going to give birth early. Not as early as I did, but I was thinking around 37 weeks. I knew I wasn't going to go full term. This was just a huge hunch that I had. Okay, and now on to the story. Alright, so it was Tuesday night. My boyfriend was already in bed, and I was trying to go to sleep. I got no sleep whatsoever that night. I had trouble breathing when I laid on either one of my sides. I had trouble breathing, and it was really freaking me out. I was scared because I was like, why am I having trouble breathing right now? Like, this has never happened throughout my whole pregnancy, so I was kind of concerned. And I also had a really bad cough. And by the time it hit 5 o'clock in the morning, I had gotten no sleep that night. My boyfriend was already up for work at that time because he wakes up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And he saw that I didn't get no sleep. He was like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm coughing. My chest hurts kind of bad. I'm having trouble breathing whenever I lay down. So it's just been a really rough night." At that point, he said, "Well, maybe you should go to the hospital. Maybe you should, just to check if you and the baby are okay." And I was like, "No, I'll be fine. I'm sure it's nothing. I always freak out about this stuff. I'm sure it's normal during pregnancy. I'm fine. I'll be good. I don't need to go to the hospital." I just never, I don't like going to hospitals for no reason. Just for them to look at me stupid, I just hate that. But my cough got really intense throughout that morning. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just go to the hospital and let me just see what's going on, see if I'm okay, see if the baby's okay. So I told myself to go to the hospital just to see if me and the baby were okay, just to make sure everything was okay. So my boyfriend couldn't miss work because he's the only one working right now. I stopped working at 7 months just because I was tiny and I didn't know what was going to happen if I kept working. I didn't want to go into early labor or anything like that. So I stopped working at 7 months, and he was totally okay with that. He was totally okay with supporting me and making sure I was safe at home while pregnant with our child. So if he missed work, then it would hurt us really bad because then we would be missing out on money and missing out on paying some of our bills. And times are really rough right now for us since he's the only one working and he barely makes enough to afford our bills. So he couldn't miss work. So what he did was he called my cousin that was in town from Miami. She was in town because my baby shower was that Sunday coming up. So she had to come in town because she was the one making the cake for my baby shower. So he called her. She came pick me up. We went to the hospital. Got checked in, told them what was happening and why I came. They checked me in, they took my blood, they explained to me that I was having signs of preeclampsia, maybe dehydration. They didn't know until the results came back. So the doctor did come in to tell me if my blood results came back that I had preeclampsia, I would have to be induced and I would have to have my baby there. And there that day. So I kind of started to freak out. I was like, I'm fine. The blood results are going to come back fine. I probably just have to be on bed rest and that's about it. A few moments later, another doctor came in. She came in and she asked me, is there anywhere that I can sit down? So my cousin was like, yeah, you can sit down right here. Let me move my purse. So that's what she did, and the doctor had told me that my blood results had came back that I had preeclampsia and that I had to be induced today. So I freaked out. I cried because I was not ready to meet my little girl. I was not ready to have a preemie. I was not ready to be induced. I was just not ready. It was just all so overwhelming for me. So after they told me all of that, they brought the ultrasound in. They did an ultrasound to check if my baby girl's head was down, and she was. And then they inserted the pill that they put to open your cervix. They did that, and then they checked me into the labor and delivery room. And they hooked up a whole bunch of IVs in me. They hooked up some fluid so I can stay hydrated. On magnesium due to me having preeclampsia. That way during labor I don't have seizures. And what the magnesium does is it makes you feel like you have the flu. It makes you really, really sick, and it makes you really, really hot. That was the only thing that really, really bothered me, was being really, really hot. But other than that, I was perfectly fine. They had me on all those IVs and fluids. The magnesium was the worst by far. I did start having contractions after the pill set in. And it was getting to the point where I couldn't handle it anymore. I wanted to go for as long as I could. I couldn't hold out anymore, so I did call for an epidural. I got the epidural, and everything was so much easier. I did still feel the magnesium, which was really terrible, but the contractions were gone. Like, the epidural really helped through as many complications as I was going through already. So that eased me. I could go to sleep and get some rest before everything started. A couple hours later, I did get an echo, chest x-ray, just to see what was going on inside my chest, because I did have chest pains. So they did that. They did the echo. Now all they had to wait for was the test results. So that was probably coming back within a few hours. So by that time it was nighttime. At night I was having some trouble breathing, so they did have to put me on oxygen. And they told me that I need to relax and that I need to stop freaking out, because I was literally shaking. I was just really scared. I really didn't imagine my labor to go like this. It was very hard to go through something like that when it's your first time giving birth. Whew. Sorry, I get a little emotional talking about this, just because I went through so much that day, and it was so overwhelming. But after a few hours, they came back and told me that I had some blockage in my chest, and at the end of the day, they diagnosed me with pulmonary hypertension, and that's where you have high blood pressure and your heart. It has something to do with your heart. So pretty soon I have to go get a checkup for my heart to see if everything's okay, and see if I still have the pulmonary hypertension. So after a couple hours, they had to put a balloon catheter in me because I was not progressing with the pill to open up my cervix. So they put the balloon cervix in me overnight, and I slept with that in, and then the next morning they checked me. I was at a 6, I believe. 6 centimeters, yeah. And then they told me they were going to leave it in just to see if it does anything more. And like an hour later, they came back and checked, and they took it out. Yeah, they took out the balloon and told me that to let my body do the rest of the work. So that's what I did. I still had the epidural, so I was good. I didn't feel anything. I took a nap. I woke up in pain. So I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think it's time to push. I feel pressure. The doctor came in and checked me, and she was like, no, you're almost there, just not quite. So they gave me a peanut ball to put between my legs to open the rest of the cervix up. And I took a nap with the peanut ball in between my legs, and they told me to lay on my side, and I did. And that was the worst pain. I felt everything. I felt all the contractions laying on my side. But I was able to take a nap just because the magnesium made me so drained and so exhausted. I would never wish anyone to get magnesium. It's the worst possible thing ever. So at maybe like 12 o'clock, yeah, 12 o'clock is when I was like, okay, it's definitely time to push. I definitely feel her coming. I definitely feel pressure. The doctor came in, she checked me, she said, yep, it's time. They got the team in, they got the NICU team in just in case baby had to go to the NICU. They set everything up, and I was pushing. And I pushed for 20 minutes, and baby girl arrived weighing 4 pounds and 8 ounces. It was literally the happiest moment of my life. Despise what I had to go through to get her here. Despise the condition I had to go through to get her here. 35 weeks and she was healthy. She was so healthy. She could breathe on her own. They did give me shots. I forgot to mention, they did give me shots for her lungs to mature. They gave me 2. So when she came out, she did not have to go to the NICU because she was breathing on her own. Her lungs were good. She came out crying. That was literally the happiest moment of my life. I would do it all over again, even with the condition I have. It was just a really happy moment for me in my life. She's my rainbow baby. Last year I did suffer from a miscarriage, so I'm just so glad she's here and she's safe. So I love her. And that's pretty much it for my labor and delivery story. Baby is 2 months today and she's doing very well. I have a couple clips that I'll put in at the end of her when she's awake. Right now she's sleeping. So labor and delivery story. It was really rough for me. I did go through a lot, but I am just happy that I have my baby girl here. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Hey guys, my name is Milena. I'm 2 months old and I like long walks in the park. Yeah, and I love Pokemon Go. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that fish. Look at that fish. You are up and awake, huh? Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. You look like mama, huh? You look like mama, huh? Hey, my name is Milena, and welcome back to my channel. And I hope you guys enjoy. Can I have kisses? Can I have kisses? No? Look at yourself. Bless you! Bless you! Oh, bless you! Hello? 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 Say hey, girl. Hey, bye. Alright, Noena's gone now. Just kidding. Oh, you can take a picture while recording. No. Look, Milena. Let me take some of my glasses off. Okay.